All right, guys. Tyrell Williams.
So what was this process like the last few days, and why did you end up choosing here?
It was definitely long, a little bit stressful, but I mean it was exciting to finally be in that opportunity to be a free agent and kind of go through that process. So, I think choosing here, seeing AB come here and seeing the things that they were doing on the offensive side of the ball, I mean it's just exciting, and Derek's an awesome quarterback. So being able to go against those guys for the last 4 years is, it was kind of a easy transition, I guess you could say, being able to make that decision.
You worked with Keenan, obviously, with the Chargers, having Antonio as part of that position group. What does that do for you as a wide receiver when you have somebody else in the offense to take some of the pressure off of you?
I think it'll be big. I feel like I definitely use these last 4 years. I try to take a lot of things from a lot of different guys' game. When I first got to the Chargers, it was Malcolm. I watched a lot of his stuff and Stevie. And then when I was watching Keenan, and so I'm excited just to learn from AB as well as Jordy, and just take stuff from their game that I can, and I feel like it's gonna be able to help take my game to the next level.
It's funny, you think some guys might shy away from going to a place where they signed a big time receiver who's going to get a lot of balls, but you have the opposite reaction.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody wants the ball. If you're a receiver, you obviously want to get as many catches as you can and as many opportunities as you can. But I feel like in this offense, all of us are going to get a really good opportunity to, get the ball and be able to make plays. And if you get the opportunity to learn from, one of the best receivers in the game right now, why not do it? So I'm definitely excited just to take some stuff from his game as well as Jordy. Just watching those guys and see how they work every day. I'm excited for that.
You said Derek was an awesome quarterback. What makes him that in your estimation?
I just think the leadership that he brings. Like I said, going against him for the last 4 years and just watching how he goes about the game. And I watched a lot of film on Crabtree when he was here, so I get to see Derek play, throwing the ball, and he just just a really good leader, and the way he just commands the offense just is awesome. So I'm excited to be a part of that.
Good to see these guys up close the last 4 years. They haven't had a lot of success the last couple of years. Why do you think that can change this year?
Obviously the pieces bringing in and Gruden, bringing in his guys, and getting that culture together. I think it obviously takes time. So I think all those guys together, and then we'll be able to get that chemistry going as time goes. So, I just think it's an awesome opportunity for all of us.
What did you know about Gruden before signing here, and what have been kind of your first impressions?
I didn't know much. Obviously as a fan, I was a Buccaneers fan that year that they went to the Super Bowl and he was coaching them. So, I mean, that's really all I kind of knew of him. But you obviously know Chucky, John Gruden, you see all the pictures and all that stuff. So, I feel like it's kind of been the same. My expectation has so far been exactly what I thought. So, he's been awesome. I'm excited, and as well as Mayock, just being around those guys for the little time I have been has been awesome.
Gruden said that he wants to have the best receiver group in the league. Right now with you and Antonio and Jordy, where do you think you guys could potentially stack up?
I don't see why we couldn't be. Obviously it's going to take some time to get used to each other and get the offense down, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't be the best receiver group in the league.
Antonio talked a lot about holding guys accountable, holding other receivers accountable, finding jars for drops, missed assignments, all sort of that kind of thing. How important is that, having a guy to be that kind of leader in your room?
I think it'll be big. Coming from the Chargers, I feel like we kind of had the same thing. We all held each other accountable. We wanted to be the best receiver group in the league, so everybody was holding each other accountable, and I know it's going to be the same way here. You see how hard Antonio works, so I feel like throughout the season it's going to be the same thing. We're all going to hold each other accountable, and we all want to win. We all want to make plays, but you got to do your job at the end of the day.
Having both of you on the field at the same time, do you think that that's going to create favorable matchups where you were the lone primary guy that you maybe double more often? Is that something that you're looking forward to?
Definitely. I think that'll be big. Obviously, he's going to command a lot of attention. So when they're doubling him, I'll be able to have the opportunity to get a solo. So I'm looking forward to that.
Any parallels at all between Rivers and Carr? They're both kind of, clean-speaking, religious family guys, but when they get on the field, there's kind of an edge to them.
For sure. Phil is definitely he's kind of crazy when he gets on the field. He's so competitive. I haven't got the chance to play with Derek, but from the outside looking in, you could tell he's super competitive and do anything to win. So I know they definitely probably got that in common, the competitiveness. So I'm excited just to see what it's like, be in the huddle, be on the game, go through everything with him, and just see what it's like. So I mean, you can see how Phil goes crazy sometimes. You see Derek he's more composed, I think, in that way, but I definitely think they're just both competitors.
Do you know the names of all of his kids?
Of Phil's?
Yeah.
No chance. No way.
You grew up in the West Coast in Oregon, and then obviously with the Chargers, you stayed on the West Coast, the Raiders, Oakland now, Las Vegas in the future. To be able to stay out west, is that part of the draw for you, just to be somewhat close to home?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really big with my family and stuff, and they're all up in Oregon, some are down in California. So just having them close and be able to come to all the games and just be right here that was definitely a big draw for me. So it's going to be awesome to still be able to have them come to all the games and be around. And my dad grew up in Oakland, from Oakland, went to the same high school as Marshawn, so I know he's excited, and his parents are both passed, but I know for him in regard, he's going to be ecstatic, and it's going to be awesome.
As the season was winding down and free agency was coming, were these guys on your radar at all, or do you not let your mind go there because you had games to play?
Definitely no. It's impossible not to think about it. I really wasn't thinking about what teams I'll go to. I guess it was more just kind of thinking about what was to come, and since we had made the playoffs, it kind of kept me really focused on that. It was my first time going to the playoffs, so I was pretty focused on that and doing well there and helping us win. So I never really thought too much about what teams or anything. It was more just, it's always in the back of your head that free agency is coming.
To go from a guy entered the league undrafted to now getting this kind of contract that you're getting, just how gratifying is that, and some progress you've made?
It's awesome. Words really can't describe it. Being able to hit this mark, and one of my goals is just get to free agency and get a good deal done. Coming undrafted was definitely one of my goals. So to finally hit that and just be in this moment right now, it's awesome. It's crazy.
Being on the other side of it as a Charger, what was your impression of the Raider fans? Are you looking forward to being in that mix now?
Definitely crazy. Exciting. One of my favorite games was coming here in 2016 and playing. It was my first time playing the Coliseum, and just those fans just going crazy. The music that they were playing, it was awesome. So it was always one of my favorite experiences.
Was your dad a Raider fan growing up?
He was. Big Raider fan. So
Was it hard for him when you were on the Chargers?
It was, but he was juiced. You can't go against your son on the team, so he was excited. But I know he's on his way here right now, so I know he's excited.
He's still in Oregon?
Yeah, he's up in Oregon now.
Your 2016 season where you eclipsed 1,000 yards,
Yeah.
Did that prove, I'm sure that you always had confidence that you belonged, but what did that show you to be able to be so productive over an entire season together?
It was big. My rookie year, I was mostly on the practice squad, and so I was really just looking for that opportunity to be able to get on the field. And unfortunately, Keenan had got hurt in that Week 1 game, and Stevie had gotten hurt in training camp, so it kind of just propelled me into being that starting guy. And I just knew I had that opportunity. I couldn't let that opportunity go. So it helped a lot. Obviously having Phillip, a great quarterback, and the coaches we had were awesome. So it just made it an easy transition, and I just didn't want that opportunity to pass by. I wanted to be able to prove that I could play. So, I was really intentional about every single day doing whatever I could to do the best of my ability on the field.
Maybe I haven't had a lot of opportunity to think about how you fit into a new offense, but how do you just see your skill set complementing that of Antonio and his Jordan?
I think for me personally, I feel like I'm a guy who can take the top off at any time. So that's really what I want to bring, is just being able to stretch the field and allow guys to have more stuff underneath. It obviously opens up the play action a lot. So, but I can do a lot of stuff underneath with my quickness and running routes. So I feel like I'm getting to the point where I can be a really complete receiver. I feel like that's obviously just going to take more and more pressure off other guys. So, that's my goal every offseason, is to assure up the things that I feel like I need to get better at and just translate that to the field.
You have the reputation of being a pretty good blocker. Is that something you take a lot of pride in?
Yeah, for sure. Early on in my rookie year, I kind of got threatened to not be able to play if I didn't block. And so I just do not like coming off the field. And so if it's a 3rd and 1 and it's a one receiver set, I want to be that receiver that's in and trusted to block. So that's kind of been a big thing for me, is to be a really good blocking, because they're blocking for us down the field. And so I've seen Mel take big blocks for me when I catch the ball, so I want to do the same thing for him. I don't want my guy to be the one that stops 80-yard touchdown run for him.
John likes receivers to know every position and to be able to move around. Is that something that you like to dive into in terms of the X's and O's and having to learn a bunch of different responsibilities? ability?
Yeah, I want to be able to play every position. You know, if somebody, you know, goes down at any point, you know, I want to be able to be that guy that can fill in. I always want to be the one that can play F, X, Z, whatever it is. I always want to be that guy that can play them all.
Are you more of an X with the Chargers or?
Early on, I was an X. I played more Z. When we got Mike, ended up going more to Z. I played F whenever Keenan went down or needed a break, so I feel comfortable anywhere.
You said that you were a Buccaneer fan when Gruden took them to the Super Bowl. You remember who they beat in that Super Bowl?
I do, yeah, unfortunately. Because my dad was a Raiders fan, so we were both in the house kind of going at each other.
All right, guys, you good?
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.